Right, welcome ladies and gents, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, social media reaction, so the reviews basically from mainstream media or access media hail it as the best MCU movie since Avengers Endgame. I'm going to go on a limb here, and I will say, although I think that this film has the highest potential chance of that actually being true, that I don't think it is. And I think they've been told to say this. And I know, shocking, media companies being told to say stuff by a studio. Well, This was 10 days ago. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was tracking to a $130 million opening. That's awful. Like, that's genuinely terrible. That's way less than the second one. Really, really, really bad. And I think that they've been spooked. I think they've been worried. And I think that they've gone, shit. Let's boost this. Artificially boost it. So we'll dive into this today, ladies and gents. Hit subscribe if you're new here, turn the bell notifications on, and give the video a like and a share. It'd be good to have you here more often as well. But let's take a look at that figure. So $130 million. Now, I didn't cover this here on this channel. I did it on my podcast, and there's a video of it on my podcast channel, which you can find linked down below in the description box. Mistakes Reviews Live Archives. Hit subscribe over there. But I'll leave that video linked above because we're all discussing it. Me and some fellow commentators, and we're like, this is shocking. And it is shocking because, again, most people think Guardians of the Galaxy, it's generally the safe bet for Marvel. It is Marvel's safe bet, but 130 million US opening is really bad. That's not good at all. You know, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, that did $187.4 million. And like I said, the second Guardians of the Galaxy did basically 150, $146.5 million opening. We're only talking stateside here, as an FYI, but that's Marvel's biggest market. If they can't convince, the Americans to watch a Marvel film, there's a problem here. It's really not good. Really, really not good. Not good at all. So, like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was tracking lower in first choice compared to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, though strong apparently among the under 25 sect. And I think this confirms what I think is that, Marvel is well aware now that the older generations have checked out because they've disenfranchised them completely. In fact, they are catering primarily for a younger audience, whereas before it was a much, much better blend. And this whole, the under 25 sect, that speaks volumes here. Pun intended, because of, volume 3. So that wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. If you look at it from this perspective anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, as a franchise, part of Marvel, but as a separate franchise, has done more than $1.6 billion worldwide. So the first Guardians of the Galaxy made only $333 million domestic. That was back in 2014. And then $773.3 million worldwide. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, did $389.8 million domestic, and then $863.7 million worldwide. Now, the important thing, and this is why I think that Marvel is concerned here, and we'll get to the reactions in a minute, but the important thing is these figures were and this is true, it's just basic fact, this was ticket structure that they brought in with respect to the stateside stuff. So more expensive seating, priority seating, you pay more, and pre-inflation. So $130 million. Factor in the inflation and the variable ticket pricing now. And you had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 doing $146.5 million. That's abysmal. That's actually really worrying for Marvel. So these statements here, I think they've absolutely been told to say that. This movie, my heart is full and broken at the same time. It was a lot to process. A very complex story. Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy, a complex story. My suspension of disbelief, it cannot suspend that far. But it left me feeling awesome. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is, more than ever, Star Wars as a stoner comedy. That actually puts me off. lovable weirdos, big Marvel action and goofy jokes. That puts me off massively. Marvel jokes have been fucking terrible lately. But nothing can prepare you for all the emotions. Rocket Raccoon's origin story is beautiful and heart-wrenching. We've seen it in the trailer. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a brilliant end to a brilliant trilogy. It's very funny, emotional, and everybody gets their standout moment. Will Poulter's Warlock is a terrific addition, yet the focus is rightly on telling a satisfying end for the Guardians. Gonna miss them. And again, yeah, this is just all the same stuff, really. After seeing it twice, I can safely say that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 completes the perfect MCU trilogy. It's heartbreaking and hilarious, and I've loved this team from the first Uga Shaka, a blast for 10 years. I can confirm that I shed a tear during Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and that I would very happily watch an Adam Warlock solo movie for review, blah blah blah, coming soon. Again, this is interviews with the cast. Do you see how I mean? Literally access media. Again, let's not be naive about this. $130 million US is fucking atrocious. That's really, really bad. Marvel knows that, and I have no doubt in my mind that they've been telling people to say this stuff. Early reactions are cranking up the volume for the biggest event of the summer. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 arrives theatres May 5th. I think it's May 3rd in the UK, actually, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, and again, FYI, isn't it funny how individuals, you know, how basically the statements are, oh, it's the best movie since Avengers Endgame. That was everyone's checkout point. So it's funny that Marvel, if my theory is true, is now telling people, access media, to say it's the best movie since Avengers Endgame. Because that is a psychological play. It's a perspective of, well, when were people last interested? Oh, Avengers Endgame. Right, tell people it's that. And then subconsciously they just link the two and they go, oh, I'll watch that then. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I don't believe this. I think, again, out of all of the movies coming out from Marvel, this film has the best potential chance to actually be the best movie since Avengers Endgame. But 130 million US dollars as an opener, that's atrocious. That's with variable ticket pricing. That's with inflation. That's really bad. That is genuinely terrible. So let me know what you think of this down below. I'm sure there'll be people that think I'm poo-pooing it. But again, it's not good. $130 million, you can't get around that. You can't beat around the bush on that. That will factor into what they choose to say to people or make people say. But let me know your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.